friends, let us talk about the most dreaded word in an organization, that is audit. And auditors are the most fearful creatures around. So what is it all about? What if I say that all of us are auditors? We are doing audit on a daily basis. Say for example, you plan a trip with the family or maybe friends. So before you plan that particular trip, you jot down few things on paper and pen or on digital form. Where you're going to, how much time you're going to spend for one activity or other, where you're going to stay, how will your food and lodging arrangements will be taken care of. So you'll plan out few things, and in case you find it's a little difficult, probably you'll go to a travel agent who will give you more proposals, more detailed proposals. In any case, however you do it, you have an itinerary. So with that itinerary, you start your trip, you plan, you move around, and during that trip, at times, you exceed the limits that were given by the travel agent or as per the itinerary. You were supposed to spend 3 hours at one joint, but you spend say 6 hours. And because of this, some kind of imbalance happens and you lose some time on other joints. Similarly, after having all that fun and other things, you come back and then you have a look, you enjoy the memories, and you also check your bills. Was it really worth? Is it so that I've spent more? Is it so that it could have been improved? So next time I'll think about it, right? So we come back to the concept of audit. What is audit then? It is just your plans and what you've executed. You're matching both the things. You're matching your plans with what you have executed with. In case there are some gaps, audit has to tell us. If those gaps are justified, okay, fine, just put on record, get it ratified by someone, right? Someone means somebody who is authorized to do so. Maybe your boss or maybe a senior person is authorized to do it. So it's very simple to say that we have some policies and rules that are planned for the HR department, and the way it has been put into the organization, the way it has been practiced, we want to confirm that particular part. Is it being done in letter and spirits, or there are a lot of deviations in it? You know, what we say is that there is one document that is most ignored one in an organization, and that is the employee's handbook. We tend to ignore that handbook, and only when we get stuck up somewhere, say for example for leaves, we have a look into it. Okay, fine, how do I get a leave, right? Why am I not getting promoted? Why my appraisal is like this? So when you get stuck up somewhere, you refer to it instead of using it from the day one. So that is the kind of gaps that you identify. So it can happen in all the HR functions around, starting from the way you have started with the recruitment process. So there is some process to it. Am I making sure that I'm not doing any discriminations around, right? Is it something that's matching to the job analysis? Is it something that is related to the competencies that are required for the job, the profile that I'm talking about? To the level of trainings, whether this person really requires a training or not. Is there some kind of biasness happening around? I need to check all that stuff. And all these things I do with the help of HR Audit. So here we say that auditors can be of two types, like in finance audit. So here we say that we can have internal auditors and external auditors. So what is the difference? What do they do? So internal auditors, as the name suggests, they are the senior people in the organization who have spent a considerable time in the organization. They understand the philosophy, the vision and mission of the organization, and the way it functions. They are clear about the rules and regulations that need to be followed. Because they'll start checking whether the things have been followed or not. It can be related to training, it can be related to performance appraisals, it can be related to the increments or the incentives, it can be related to the legal implications, legal regulations that are required. So they know it better than others. And hence, they are able to find out what's going wrong. And since they've got a lot of attachment to the organization, they do it in depth. Of course, they do help people understand it better. So that is how the internal audit helps us. And if you do it on a periodic basis, it helps us in finding out where the real problem lies. Can I make some changes in the HR policies somewhere or the HR practices somewhere? Am I following all the norms as written down by the government, the legal requirements? Am I making sure that equality is maintained, equal job opportunities are maintained? So am I actually making sure that all these things are happening? So with the internal auditors, that understanding is far, far better. And there is a better bonding that develops after this. Now you come to the external auditors. External auditors, as the name suggests, they are the third-party consultants or professionals into this area. And they have a very different outlook. They don't have that attachment. So they are more objective in nature. And hence, they would like to have a look at this policies that are framed, that are being practiced. Are they conforming to the legal frameworks of the country or not? And is there some kind of wrong things going on, some kind of biasness being noticed? And they also have an idea as to what the other companies are doing. So they find the gaps, and not just find the gaps, they also suggest some innovative solutions to it. And hence, external auditors become a big help to us. You see what happens with the internal auditors when you actually breed within the organization, a lot of things are also covered up under the carpet. So the external auditors, they actually lift the carpet and find all the dust below it. So they help us a lot. So both of them are necessary for us. A lot depends on us for the time period that we want to execute it. So coming to the benefits, or let us call it the pros and cons of the HR audit. So if you look at the pros, the benefits, the advantages to HR audit, we might say that yes, it helps in transparency. What is being said and what is being done. It makes the whole system very objective in nature. People find it more reliable. You actually move towards the best place to work in. People are happy. They know what they are being promised and what is happening. A lot of learning happens within the organization. So it is a continuous learning process with all the gaps that are happening around. And overall performance of the whole organization increases, and that also means that the attrition rate of employees comes down and they are also performing better. They know what to expect next. So that clarity helps us a lot. Now coming to the cons as to what are the disadvantages related to HR audit, yeah, it is time consuming. And of course, there is a cost associated. We might have to develop our technological systems. We need better technology for it. We need a better HRIS for it. So we need to spend money on that. We also need to train people for doing it internally. And we have to make sure that people don't take it to heart. And of course, these costs and other things, at times it leads to fear. Like I said in the beginning, that audit is a feared term. So people are a little fearful as to what might happen. This leads to lack of trust in some cases. They feel that they might be victimized. And hence, this leads to crushing the creativity within the organization. You know, when I know that I have to follow the rule, probably I will not try the new things around. And for new things to be started, I have to take a number of permissions for the same. If not many, few of them. So these are the pros and cons of HR audit. And of course, we all are auditors. And as HR people, yes, of course, we audit a lot of things on a daily basis. Happy learning.